Odds Mastery 4 7. A Inference 1 The new food causes the disease. Inference 2 The new hands have spread the disease. B Hypothesis 1 If the new food has caused the disease, then the hands will recover after eating the original food. Testing Hypothesis 1 Separate the sick hands into a different coop. Give the original food for all the hands. Observe all the hands after 1 week. If the hands are still sick, then Hypothesis E cannot be accepted. Hypothesis R If the new hands have spread the disease, then the lab test on the blood and stool of the hands can prove this. Testing Hypothesis R Carry out lab test on the blood and stool of the hands. If the results show the presence of pathogens in the blood or stool of the hands, then Hypothesis R can be accepted. The hands should be injected with antibiotics as a treatment. Chapter 5 Activity 5.2 E. K. Oxygen L. Hydrogen R. A. The ratio of gas K to gas L is EBR. B. One molecule of water is made up of 1 oxygen atom and 2 hydrogen atoms. 3. Dilute hydrochloric acid allows the current to flow better through water because water is a poor conductor of electricity. Activity 5.3 E. Ice particles absorb heat energy from the surrounding and start to vibrate faster. The forces of attraction between the particles are overcome, causing the ice particles to move faster and randomly. Hence the state of matter of ice changes from solid to liquid. R. The boiling point of distilled water is lower than the boiling point of distilled water mixed with salt because the presence of impurities. Salt increase the boiling point of water. 3. Impurities increase the boiling point and decrease the melting point. Experiment 5.1 E. Water moisturizes the air in bell jar R, while anhydrous calcium chloride absorbs water vapor in bell jar S so that the air will become dry. R. The filament lamp is used as a source of heat energy. 3. The larger the surface area exposed, the higher the rate of evaporation of water. 4. To increase the movement of air. Formative practice 5.1 E. Boil the water. Pure water boils at 100 摄氏度. Determine the density of the water. Density of pure water is 1 克 cm3. Any other answers are accepted. R. The movement of water molecules at room temperature is faster than the movement of water molecules at 0 摄氏度. This is because high temperature causes the water molecules to gain more energy and move faster than the water molecules at 0 摄氏度. 3. Sweat glands secrete sweat onto the surface of the skin to increase the loss of heat through evaporation. Evaporation of sweat cools the human body. Activity 5.5 E. P. Dilute solution Q. Concentrated solution R. Saturated solution R. Solute copper I sulfate. Solvent, distilled water. Solution, copper I sulfate solution. 3. Copper I sulfate has dissolved to the Ba maximum in the distilled water. Thus, the excess copper I sulfate remains as a precipitate. Activity 5.6 E. The mixture of water and chalk powder looks cloudy. R. When a mixture of solute and solvent produces a clear solution, this allows light to pass through the solution. A bright spot of light will be observed on the white screen. When a mixture of solute and solvent does not produce a clear solution, A suspension is formed. The light cannot pass through. A dim spot of light will be observed on the white screen. 3. Copper sulfate solution that is filtered does not leave any residue because the particles of copper sulfate crystals solute dissolve evenly throughout the water solvent. The mixture of water and chalk powder leaves residue on the filter paper because the mixture produces a suspension that contains the particles of insoluble chalk powder. Formative practice 5.2 1. Sugar dissolves in water forming sugar water. Sugar is a solute, a substance that dissolves in a liquid. Water is a solvent, a liquid that dissolves a solute. Sugar water is a solution, a mixture of solute and solvent. 2. The particles of a solute in a solution are dispersed evenly throughout the solvent, but the particles of a solute in a suspension are dispersed unevenly. Any other answers are accepted. 3. Rust, lime juice vinegar. Blood, common salt solution. Ink, hairspray vinegar. 4. Hot water increases the rate of solubility of coffee powder. The higher the temperature of water, the higher the rate of solubility of coffee powder. Activity 5.7 1. Distillation. 2. Chlorine kills the microorganisms in the water in petri dish. 3. The nutrient agar in petri dish contains microbial colonies because filtration only removes suspended particles but not microorganisms. The nutrient agar in petri dish C is free from microorganisms because distillation removes suspended particles, dissolved substances and microorganisms. Formative practice 5.3 1. Dissolved mineral salts, solid suspended particles and microorganisms. 2. Filtration and distillation. Any other answers are accepted. 3. Oil spillage and disposal of industrial waste. Any other answers are accepted. 4. A false, B true, C false. 5. Develop a waste disposal system. Encourage the usage of biodegradable fertilizer in agricultural sector. Strict law enforcement. Any other answers are accepted. Summative practice 1. Water has a strong surface tension due to the cohesive force between the molecules of water at the surface. Johann should have dived into the water by keeping his hands together straight to the front, and both legs together straight to the back. This can reduce the effect of surface tension of water on him. 2. A salt particle, water molecule, E salt particle, water molecule. 9. B yes. Heat can increase the rate of movement of salt particles, hence, the salt particles can move faster to fill the spaces between the water molecules. 3. The water particles at the surface of water vibrate faster upon gaining heat energy from the surrounding and escape from the water surface. B humidity, movement of air, surrounding temperature and exposed surface area. The higher the humidity, the lower the rate of evaporation of water. The higher the surrounding temperature, the higher the rate of evaporation of water. The faster the movement of air, the higher the rate of evaporation of water. The wider the surface area exposed, the higher the rate of evaporation of water. Choose any two answers. Ci 4. Colloid. ACF. Suspension. Be. Solution. Dg. 5. Alcohol. 6. An. K. M. L. B. Alum. to coagulate suspended particles in water. Slaked lime, to reduce the acidity of water. Chlorine, to kill the microorganisms in water. Choose any two answers. C. Alum is added to coagulate suspended particles in water. Slaked lime is added to reduce the acidity of water. These suspended particles mix with the water and the water becomes cloudy. 7. A sample C, B sample B and D. C sample C, D sample B, C and D. Hart's Mastery 5. 8. Student S answer. 9. Is the mixture clear or cloudy? Is the mixture transparent? Does the mixture leave any residue when filtered with a filter paper? Chapter 6 Activity 6.1 1. pH 8 pH 14 2. The reaction between acid and metal releases hydrogen gas because acid contains hydrogen ions. 3. Magnesium ribbon exposed to air will be oxidized. Therefore, the magnesium ribbon should be cleaned with sandpaper to remove the oxidized parts. 4. Vinegar, sour, neem, bitter. 5. An acid is a chemical that turns a blue litmus paper red. An alkali is a chemical that turns a red litmus paper blue. Any other answers are accepted. Activity 6.2 1. Universal indicator can show the pH value of a substance. Litmus paper cannot show the pH value, but it can determine whether a substance is acidic or alkaline. 2. The substance has a pH value of 7 because the substance is neutral. Activity 6.3 1. Strong acid has low pH value. 2. A hydrochloric acid. B. Sodium hydroxide solution. C. Ethanoic acid. D. Ammonia. E. Salt water. 3. The pH value is below 7 because acidic gases emitted from the factory will dissolve in rainwater, thus, the rainwater will become acidic. 10. Formative practice 6.1 1. Bitter gourd juice, mineral water, orange juice, hydrochloric acid. 2. Acids and alkalis are corrosive. 3. A. Acidic. B. Red. 4. Fresh milk, pineapple juice, vinegar. Activity 6.5 1. Answer based on the student S finding. 2. Hydrochloric acid加 sodium hydroxide sodium chloride加 water. Formative practice 6.2 1. A. Acid加 alkali salt加 water. B. Sulfuric acid加 sodium hydroxide sodium sulfate加 water. 2. The reaction of bacteria and the food residue on the tooth produces acid that corrodes the tooth and causes dental caries. Toothpaste which is alkaline can neutralize this acid and prevent dental caries. 3. Yes, hair conditioner which is acidic can neutralize the residue of shampoo on hair which is alkaline. This makes the hair look soft and shiny. Summative practice 6. 1. A. Formic acid, malic acid. B. Formic acid, E. malic acid. C. No changes. 2. A. Flow the ammonia gas into water. Test the solution with a suitable indicator. Record the pH of the solution. B. pH paper can determine the pH value of a substance tested. Litmus paper cannot determine the pH value of a substance tested. C. Yes, phenolphthalein remains colorless in acidic and neutral conditions and turns pink in alkaline condition. E. Put red and blue litmus papers into solution M. If the color of blue litmus paper changes to red, solution M is acidic. If the Color of red litmus paper does not change color. Solution M is acidic. Any other answers are accepted. 3. A acidic, P and R. Alkaline Q, BP, R. Tastes sour, pH value less than 7, Q. Tastes bitter, pH value more than 7. CIP, vinegar lime juice. EIQ, shampoo soap detergent. Any other answers are accepted. 4. A jellyfish astringent is alkaline. Therefore soap and toothpaste which are alkaline cannot neutralize the venom, but will increase the pain caused by the venom. B. Apply pineapple juice, vinegar, acidic substance to neutralize the alkaline venom. Hot Mastery 6. A. The fishy smell can be removed by cleaning the fish using lime juice or bilimbi fruit Bilimbing bula, which is acidic. The body of dead fish has tissues that produce ammonia, which is alkaline and has a fishy smell. B. Add a few drops of universal indicator into the vinegar. Then add sodium hydroxide solution little by little until the color of the solution changes to green. At this point, the vinegar is neutralized. Student can use other indicators and the change in the color at the neutral point depends on the type of indicator. 6. A. The farmer's soil is too acidic. This is proven when the soil dissolved in water and reacted with baking soda to release gas. B. Soil that is too acidic is infertile because it lacks mineral salts required for the growth of plants. Mineral salts become less in acidic soil because they easily dissolve in rainwater and are washed away to other places. C. Add slaked lime to the soil. Slaked lime, which is alkaline, will reduce the acidity of the soil. Chapter 7, Activity 7.2. E. The pieces of shredded paper are attracted to the object because the object that has been rubbed with woolen cloth will have electrostatic effect. RI. Rubber balloons filled with air against dry hair. EI. After a few minutes, place the balloons close to each other. E. The balloons will repel each other if this shows that both balloons have collected the same charges when rubbed with the hair. Activity 7.3. E. Sparks are produced when the sphere is brought closer to the dome. R. The gold leaf diverges. Activity 7.5. E. The pointer of the galvanometer deflects. This shows that there is a flow of charges to the earth. R. Place the metal cap of an electroscope close to the dome of the Van de Graaff generator. The divergence of the gold leaf shows the presence of charges. 3. Electric current is the rate of electric charges flowing through a conductor. Activity 7.6. E. When the number of dry cells increase, the current increases. R. When the number of dry cells increase, the voltage increases. 3. The brightness of the bulb increases because the current in the circuit increases. 4. When the voltage increases, the current increases and the brightness of the bulb increases. Experiment 7.1. A. When the length of the nichrome wire increases, the resistance increases. R. When the length of the nichrome wire increases, the current flowing through the circuit decreases. 3. When the resistance increases, electric current decreases. B. When the number of dry cells increases, the reading of the voltmeter increases. R. When voltage increases, electric current increases. Formative practice 7.1. E. I heat energy. E kinetic energy. E elastic potential energy. 2. The clouds and the air graze each other and cause positive charges to gather on the top part of the cloud, and the negative charges gather on the lower part of the cloud. The movement of negative charges from the cloud to the earth causes electricity discharge and produces lightning. 3. 2等于12伏 0.025 A 等于480 omega. The current produced is steady because it is supplied by voltage from the accumulator. Activity 7.7. E. The current that flows through every point is the same. 2. The other bulb does not light up. When one bulb is removed, the circuit is broken. 12. Activity 7.8. E. The voltages of bulb M and N are the same because the voltage in the parallel circuit is the same. 2. The advantages of a parallel circuit. A. Each device can be controlled by its own switch. B. The damage in one device does not interrupt the function of another device. The disadvantage of a parallel circuit. The voltage in each device cannot be controlled. Formative practice 7.2. 1. 2. AR 1 omega 加3 omega 加5 omega 等于9 omega. BI 等于9伏9 omega 等于 1A C1 omega omega resistor V1X1 omega 等于1伏3 omega omega resistor 等于1x 3 omega 等于3伏5 omega omega resistor V1x 5 omega 等于5伏3 AR 2 omega BV 4伏 C current in 3 omega omega resistor I 等于4伏3 omega 等于 1.3A current in 6 omega omega resistor I 等于4伏6 omega 等于0.67A. Activity 7.9. E. At both poles of the magnet. 2. From the north pole to the south pole. 3. The closer the magnetic field lines, the stronger the magnetic field. Activity 7.10. E. Iron filings are used to show the magnetic field patterns, and the compass is used to show the direction of the magnetic field. 2. Straight wire, coiled wire and solenoid produce different magnetic field patterns. 3. When the direction of the electric current flow is reversed, the direction of the magnetic field line is also reversed. However, the pattern of the magnetic field remains the same. Formative practice 7.3. E. The area surrounding the magnet under the influence of the magnetic force. 2. A. The nail becomes an electromagnet. BP, Q, CP, north, Q, south. D. The strength of the magnetic field increases. 3. A. True, be true. Summative practice 7. E. C. 2. A. Imran will filament electric shock caused by the electricity discharged from his body. B. By wearing shoes with rubber soles. 3. A. The large amount of water vapor formed in the air during damp weather prevents the gathering of charges on an object. B. The current from the Van de Graaff generator is less compared to the 13. Domestic electric power supply. 4. A. Current D. Parallel. B. Conductor E. Resistor. C. Known 5. Parallel circuit. So, the alarm can be switched on by a heat detecting switch from any different locations in the same building. 6. A1 2.4A A2 1.2A V1 V2 12伏 Hertz Mastery 7. 7. The copper coil is able to produce a powerful electromagnetic effect. This enables the removal of loads of scrap metals at a time. Chapter 8 Activity 8.1 Activity A Gravitational force. Activity B Weight, normal force and frictional force. Activity C Elastic force. Activity D Buoyant force. R Weight, normal force and frictional force. 3. Frictional force. Activity 8.2a1 Force R Newton N. 3. Reading of the spring balance increases because the number of weight increases. B. Frictional force. R. Reading of spring balance when wooden block is put on the surface of the table is lower compared to when the wooden block is put on the surface of sandpaper. Frictional force causes the difference in the readings. Formative practice 8.1 A. Gravitational force. B. Frictional force. C. Buoyant force. R. Pushing force. Point of application of force. 3. A. Action force and reaction force. B. Action force. Reaction force. Activity 8.4.1 When buoyant force is equal to the weight of the object floats. When the buoyant force is less than the weight of the object submerges. Experiment 8.1 Copper, aluminum. R. The block which is more dense than water will submerge in water. Activity 8.6 R. Position X requires a bigger force. Position Y results in a bigger moment of force. Experiment 8.2 The depth of dent produced is less when surface area increases. R. Surface area increases. Pressure decreases. 3. Depth of dent formed by metal block P is larger than Q because metal block P exerts a higher pressure. 4. The operational definition of pressure is the depth of dent produced when two metal blocks of different surface areas drop on the plasticine. 14. Activity 8.8 This is because the atmospheric pressure acting on the card is strong enough to support the weight of the water in the glass. Activity 8.9 A. When volume of air in the syringe decreases, air pressure increases. B. When temperature increases, air pressure increases. Activity 8.10 Push-pull. Atmospheric pressure. R. Seal. Vacuum. Seal. Pull. Atmospheric pressure. 3. Atmospheric pressure. 4. Water. Rubber tube. Level of water surface. End of the tube. Atmospheric pressure. 5. Atmospheric pressure. 6. Atmospheric pressure. Activity 8.11 Size of air bubbles at the bottom of the basin is smaller than the size of air bubbles nearer to the water surface. R. Volume of air bubbles decreases as the depth of water increases. 3. Pressure in liquid increases as the depth of liquid increases. Formative practice 8.2 20 N. R. A surface C. B pressure A 0.03 nCm减2除以333 nm2 Pressure B 0.0167 nCm减2除以166.7 nm2 Pressure C 0.1 nCm减2除以1000 nm2 3. A. The density of helium gas in the balloon is less than density of air. B. The size of the balloon increases because air pressure decreases. 15 C. Weight, buoyant force. Summative practice 8 A. Elastic force. B. Gravitational force. R. Measuring device. Spring balance SI, unit, Newton N. 4. Inhaling air into lungs and drinking water from a straw. 5. 0.75 nm. 6. A2 500 nm2. Total pressure by car 等于 1000 4 0.1 2500 nm2. B pressure exerted by each tire 等于2500 4 625 nm2 7 A 5N B 5N. The weight of stone is greater than the upthrust force. 8. Close the hole with her finger to prevent atmospheric pressure from entering the straw so that water will rise when sucked. 9. Shoe cue because it has bigger surface area which will decrease the pressure exerted on the field. The shoe will not sink into the soft ground. 10. The tube is not filled with water and the end of tube in beaker A is higher than in beaker B. Modification. 1. Make the position of beaker B higher. 2. Fill the tube with water until full. Wooden block flow of water B A. Hot's Mastery 8. 11. Neural should sit further from the fulcrum, so that the moment of force increases to balance the moment of force by 1. 12. Modification. Use a wheel with a bigger surface area. Explanation. Pressure reduces when the surface area increases. 谢。